Thanks for joining me again on this drive. I wanted to provide some more detailed feedback on my observations of FSD 12.4.3. On my previous video, I highlighted some issues with sluggishness, poor right turns, and FSD needlessly sticking to the left lane when driving slow. I always try to be very honest in my feedback, and to be honest about that, based on my views, people generally are more interested in when I'm gushing outright praise for the technology. I'm really more interested in providing frank, honest feedback. When FSD deserves praise, I'm the first to sing about it. I'm a real big fan of what's happening here. But the point of this channel is to share candid thoughts in hopes that others can learn more about the latest builds of this technology, and hopefully so that it improves as well. In this video, I'm going to highlight two specific areas in 12.4.3 that I think are an issue. One, the poor right turns, and two, what I think is a bit of an acceleration bug. Let's take a look. Alright, let's keep our eyes on the speedometer. Now I am driving in assertive mode, so maybe that has something to do about this, but the speed limit on this street is 40, and as you can see, it accelerated to 49 right off the bat, and then it dialed it back. Now it's actually accelerating again and going above 50, which is unacceptable for this street, particularly because there's police on the street quite a bit catching people who are speeding. So I'm expecting FSD to be more refined when it does its acceleration, even when in assertive mode. We're going to be doing a left turn right now, and we're also going to check out the acceleration after that left turn. Let's have a look. Okay, we're making our left turn. Let's take a look at the acceleration here. The speed limit on this street is 60. As you can see, FSD will pump up to about 68, 67, and then we'll start slowing down a little bit to 63. You may think I'm being a little bit picky here right now, but it's consistently going right above the speed limit and then having to dial it back a little bit. So, really what it should be doing in this case is maybe driving to 64, maybe to 65, but that's it. It should hold it. But what it's doing, it's going very fast and then having to dial it back, which is not the type of driving behavior you would expect. And this is definitely something that I didn't see in version 12.3.6. Okay, we're going to be fast forwarding to a right turn here where I'm going to highlight a couple more issues with FSD. Actually, before that, I do want to point out that FSD does a very good job here in regards to the lane changes. You can see there's some construction, there's pylons on both sides. FSD smoothly moves into the right lane here, and it's going to have to move over one more right lane quickly before we reach those lights, and it does so confidently. So it does a good job with that. Okay, we're approaching the red light here, so the car is going to have to stop. It's going to have to make a right turn here. Let's see how proactive it is with it. As you can see, there's a lot of traffic in front there. FSD is stopping really behind the line in front, so sometimes it doesn't have the best view looking to the left. Here the camera should be able to clearly see it, but I do notice that it's stopping a little bit further back, which is something I wouldn't do. So it's inching a little bit forward, and it's a little bit, you can't tell in the video, but it's stuttering a little bit there, and that reduces confidence when you feel something like that. I've got a vehicle behind me now. The car's not moving at all. The light had turned green. In previous versions it would move. This time it does not, and I actually had to put my foot on the pedal to give it a little motivation to turn there, otherwise the person behind me was going to honk. So again, continued issues with those right turns there in 12.4.3. hopefully something that they can improve in the future, but it makes it difficult to want to use this technology when you're on the roads. If it can't do simple things like turns, if it stutters or hesitates, it's a real big issue there, and it's something that I really hope that they fix. I'm actually surprised that bugs like this show up. I thought the whole point of moving over to this neural network is that it was being trained on videos, best practices. I can't see how these things can go and regress like that. I must be missing something there, but it's a little bit disappointing. Alright, here's one more acceleration on the drive from a stop. This speed limit here is 40. As you can see, FSD punches up to about 48 and immediately then has to dial it back again. It's got to get through this light here to get into the mall. It's being very apprehensive, doesn't make it, has to slam on the brakes, and that was not an enjoyable experience at all. As you're about to hear, my wife is pretty aggravated right now with the performance from FSD.
Drives like a teenager.
Yeah, it drives like a driver, a new driver.
So there you have it. I'm hearing there are a lot more issues popping up in this version of FSD, even more than what I've noted here in this video. I'm going to continue to test away, but I'll need to be careful how I use FSD around other drivers. Not that it's unsafe, but it's acting more like a teenage driver at this point, just lacking some basic courtesy. One last point. Again, I really want to sing the praises about the lack of wheel nag. It is so enjoyable not to have to deal with that anymore. If Tesla can quickly fix these bugs, that will make the drive that much better. Feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know how your drives are coming along on this version of FSD. You all take it easy. I'll see you on the roads.